Sorry I haven't put any videos out in a couple days. I've been working on my kayak. And one of the things I want to show you today is how to make your compartments watertight. So let's get to it. So the tools you're going to need is a putty knife, a screwdriver that goes with all the screws you have on your yak, a gun, and some caulking. I happen to get water and trim, or I happen to get door window trim because it's waterproof and it stretches. So that's exactly what I need when flexing the kayak because of the plastic. So the reason why you don't want to go with a screw gun is because you can strip the inside of the plastic if you don't have any covers to, or not covers, but metal pieces to drill to. So the first thing you want to do is first make sure your compartment is empty. And that's fairly empty. Next, take out all the screws. Alright, now that you have all the screws out of your compartment, you need to get your putty knife, or you can use a flathead screwdriver. That would work just fine. Just make sure not damage your kayak. And lift up around the sides. And it should come right off. It might be a little bit harder with some because they might actually have some sealant in there. This one does not. It just has a foam pad. Next, what you want to do is dry up this area and make it real clean, so that way when this adheres to this, you're going to get a nice good seal, instead of if it has dirt then it can possibly come off and have more issues. Alright, now that you made sure this area that your hatch is going to go to, or your compartment, is dry and clean of any debris, you're going to want to get your caulking gun and start caulking around your compartment lid. You're probably going to want to put black on it because white doesn't look very good in your kayak, but this is what I had on hand. So now that you've got a very generous bead all the way around, you're going to want to match up the screws to the holes. When you're screwing it in, don't screw it all the way because you may have missed a hole on some of them. So just make sure and go around to all the sides and make sure the screw is just barely in. I like to go in a cross pattern just like on a tire, but you don't have to. As long as all the screws are in, you should be just fine. Right, now that all your screws are in, you're going to want to make sure they're tight. Now don't go cranking down on it, just loosen or tighten them slowly because you don't want to rip the plastic out. Unless you have a metal piece in there and you can go ahead and crank down to your heart's desire, then go ahead. But this one does not have any metal behind it, it's just simply plastic. So I'm going to be very careful making sure that I don't strip the inside of it. Now when I'm twisting it, I'm only going to want to make sure it's finger tight. Not wrist tight, finger tight. So that way when you're doing it with your fingers just like this, it's getting a little difficult. That's all you need to do on these ones. Now you're going to have some caulking around the edge. That's okay. Just make sure and go around with your finger and clean off any of it. Now you're going to want to make sure the compartment dries all the way around before you put your lid on, because if you have any issues with it, you're going to want to get down in there. So make sure it's open, just like this one and the one over there. So that's how you make your hatch waterproof. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. Thanks.